Stay salty and keep your head on a swivel. That is going to be the new MO for every American everywhere. Obviously, there's been a spate of violence even before the Iran war popped off. President Trump, just at the State of the Union last week, awarding National Guard members ambushed in D.C. An Afghan national went up and just straight up murdered National Guard members standing on the street, shot him point-blank range. Trump awarded both of them the Purple Heart. This incredible guardsman survived. His name is Andrew Wolf. He's a National Guard staff sergeant from West Virginia. Anyway, he got his well-deserved Purple Heart after being shot in the head. Wild. This happened just blocks from the White House. Dangerous. Lankwal is the name of the Afghan refugee that went and took American taxpayer dollars, probably tens of millions of them, sat his fat ass in a taxpayer-funded apartment. Nobody in the state of Washington can even get apartments. He lives in the state of Washington. He just apparently played FIFA all day. He has like 8 kids. And then he decided to just go grab a gun and kill a bunch of American military members. This is the story. This is why you don't hear anybody talk about it at all. Here he is, Mr. Lankwal. Why is he in our country? Well, he was in a CIA murder unit in Afghanistan. He's a trained killer. We trained him. Ramullah Lankwal, Afghan man who shot 2 National Guards members, was in an elite counterterrorism unit it's called a kill unit, where he ran around killing people in Afghanistan for the CIA. And then we wonder, why isn't he integrating into our society? He's done so well there. He's done so great for everyone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've told you, and we have been using every single capacity, energy that we have on this channel to demand, beg that people stay frosty out there. Please. This morning is a perfect example of why you have to stay frosty. The White House was attacked this morning. The entire area around the White House was locked down as a driver smashed into the gate. Now, let me tell you, I've been to the White House a lot, and it's not easy to smash into a White House gate. There are massive barriers up all around the White House. A lot of them are gates like this. Some of them are actual metal barriers that go deep into the ground. You can see some of them right there, right? It is hard to smash into a White House gate. Allegedly, a driver went and blasted through and swerved around a bunch of different medians and then plowed their vehicle directly into the White House. This, of course, comes on the heels of an ISIS attack this weekend. The driver smashed the White House gate, triggering road closures all throughout the White House complex in D.C. this morning. The driver was a van. The van was being detained and questioned by U.S. Secret Service. So it's a massive van. Could be a bomb. Could be something inside the van. I guess we'll wait and see. No injuries were reported. The van drove through the barricades and then smashed the fence. The president's residence. The president was there. The incident comes amid a wave of attacks since Donald Trump launched the war in Iran. ISIS terrorists hurled IEDs, and there was an Islamist who opened fire at a bar in Austin, killing 3 people, wounding 15. In Canada, 2 gunmen opened fire on a U.S. consulate, and there have been attacks on U.S. embassies all throughout the world. Some pretty dangerous stuff. And so this is obviously something that we would like to take an opportunity to once again demand that you keep sharp in this time. Americans are being hunted throughout the world. There are allegedly go signals to Iran sleeper cells that have been activated. Intercepted alert says that Iranian sleeper cells have been activated. Iran may be activating sleeper cells throughout the country. An alert that was intercepted by the U.S. And encrypted communications has an operational trigger for sleeper assets throughout the world. Okay, how many Iranians live in America? How many Muslim refugees have we taken, like the ones that shot up and killed National Guards members in the streets of Washington, D.C.? Hundreds of thousands. From fiscal year 2002 through 2019, U.S. admitted 300,000 Muslim refugees, out of a larger total where Christians are numbered as nearly 500,000. Earlier data is limited, of course. But you can see here 500,000 refugees from Muslim countries at least into our nation right here. Likely range 450,000. Total U.S. refugee admissions since 1980s exceeds 3.6 million. They've completely destroyed the demographics of this country. Muslims forming a minority share historically. Thank God President Trump has halted this effectively down to zero, is what the current data suggests. White House reporter here. Streets around the White House are all shut down. Police tape and a surge of law enforcement officials due to a suspicious vehicle that rammed the gate of the White House. You can see here the images out of the early morning of the White House. We don't know who the driver was as of right now. The van breached the White House. Secret Service is investigating underway. Police say the driver was quickly apprehended, is being questioned. No injuries reported, thank God. Again, right on the heels of, and you can see here the smashed gates. There we go. On the White House property. Right on the heels of National Guard members being shot in the streets. Vehicle crashed through the barricades at the White House. And you can see the all of the streets closed down around the White House in a show of force here by U.S. Secret Service. Shots fired at U.S. consulate in Toronto. Case after case, ladies and gentlemen, showing that there is a heightened attack on Americans throughout the world. Rick Crawford, he's head of the Intelligence Committee, says prepare for potential terror cells in America.
As most people would, we don't know for sure if there's a terror cell or if there's not a terror cell, which is exactly why we have to assume there are terror cells, and we have to posture accordingly. So that
assume there are terror cells, we have to posture accordingly. Again, an embassy in Oslo, Norway attacked. Embassies throughout the world like Iran, Dubai, Bahrain have been attacked. U.S. consulates through there. And again, they find suspicious vehicles or bombs pretty much every single day in New York City now. Here's the property of a law shooter in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, be smart. Don't know who's here. The enemy is upon our shores. I want you to be safe. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, subscribe. Pray for security for our nation. And peace.